The next one is quite actually interesting, the cyber attack and data breach for the Crown, because this one has happened in March 2023. And this has happened with the ransom gang group. They are quite famous. It's called Clop. They did the attack. So what they have done, the attack type was exploitation of the 0-day vulnerability. So it was the 0-day. All the vulnerabilities are 0-day when right at the beginning, but eventually the vendors, they come up with a patch. So this was specifically around the Go Anywhere software that they are using for some type of file transferring. So basically what has happened, it was a 0-day vulnerability around Go Anywhere software, but eventually the vendor who is Go Anywhere, they released the patch for the software, but unfortunately the Crown, they have not patched the system at the right time, which they have ended up affecting the employee salaries and the employee salaries information, and also some of the machines in casino, there's some reports that you can get from the machines got compromised. So that was quite unfortunate, and that was something that they could have avoided, because if you look at the impact, the employee salary information, the machines information, all that sort of things, they got compromised by just not doing the right security patching. So if you look at it, the patch was available, but they really took their time to do the patch, which a lot of the time it can be really late, right? So I would say the most important takeaway from this cyber attack and data breach is do patching as soon as possible. You guys really need to take this serious, right? Because right now, by having AI, the artificial intelligence, what is happening, a lot of the time, these bad actors, the hackers, they keep the record, they identify who is using what. Let's say they target an organization, they say, all right, they're using Microsoft, they're using SQL, or they are using Oracle, or they are using this software or the other software, right? They keep an eye, they know those targeted organizations using what, and they just wait for a 0-day vulnerability. If there's a vulnerability, the vendors, they release a patch, but if the vendors, as soon as the vendors release the patch, everyone knows about that vulnerability. So it's your job to patch your application, your infrastructure. Otherwise, the bad actors, they know what you are using, they know the patch is out, they know about the vulnerability, which technically they know about your security weaknesses if they know you are using it. And right now, by the help of AI, these things happen straight away. Before that, the people used to keep an eye on these things, but now the AI keep an eye on it. So not only we use AI to protect the environment, but the hackers are using AI to do the attacks more organized and effective, right? Because as soon as the patch is out, if you don't do the patches straight away, the hackers can use that vulnerability to compromise your environment. And that's another reason that we need to use security in depth. We use this security in depth. We have multiple controls that these controls, even if you look at Essential 8, the 8 strategies, they work holistically. They really help each other out, because by having multiple security controls, having the security controls and different layer, you can still reduce the impact of the incident, right? But I can't stress enough how important it is to patch. You need to have a proper vulnerability assessment, a proper vulnerability assessment solution within your environment. You need to get daily report, and you need to patch them as soon as possible. A lot of the time, I understand it needs to get tested in non-prod environment, but there are patches that they don't really need to get tested, and they need to apply within the environment as soon as possible. So that's the main takeaway from the Crown cyber attack and data breach.